Joe again, back about halfway through with one of my chair seats. If you have been paying attention to, or if you have watched or read the other two blog posts, you have seen that I've been in the middle of a project for my grad class, and the project asked us to do something new that we have not done before, and use only resources from online. That was where we got all of our information for how to complete the project. So my goal started out with just wanting to reseat a chair, and then as I started to find sources online and found information from YouTube videos, I found a few Reddit sources. There was Pinterest, of course, because everybody goes to Pinterest when they're doing something crafty. I started to refine what I wanted from the chair, so my goal got a little more refined and changed to reseating a chair with an unconventional product and in a bright color. And as you can see, this is the seat that I'm about halfway through, and it is a bright color. And what I'm using as my unconventional product is Paracord. I got the inspiration for Paracord from Instructables.com, one of my sources. They also had a really neat idea for using old inner tubes, cutting it into strips, and then weaving those strips both directions. And while I want this seat to be inside and at my kitchen table, I really think that I might try that other idea sometime for an outside seat. So for the project, as you can see, I've gotten about halfway through this seat, and I've learned a few things. I've learned that it is much easier to weave when I have attached the paracord to something so that I can just pass it through much more quickly, and it goes straight across. When I'm paying attention to just one thing, it happens much smoother. And then I can pull the paracord through. I have to use paracord at very long lengths because making knots in paracord is something else that I've learned is not the easiest. Paracord tends to slide across other pieces of paracord, so you can't use a typical knot. You have to use much more intricate knots, and they're bigger and they stand out more. So I don't want to make a lot of knots, so I have to use long pieces of paracord. So that means a lot of pulling and pulling and pulling after I push it through my weaving. Something else I've learned through this process is that on the sides, I want to wrap extra pieces of paracord between my weaving, because if I don't, then the paracord slides back and forth on the rungs, so I need to wrap it around the rung to keep it from sliding. So I've learned that. I've also learned that it's really hard on the hands. This is actually the second chair. I did one and learned a lot through it, and have just started this one, or I'm about halfway through this one. And I learned that it really makes your fingers hurt. All the pulling of the paracord and pushing it. Each time I get 6 strands, I have to weave it under the places where I was going over before. So that's when my fingers really start to hurt, especially towards the back of the seat. The closer I get to the back, the tighter the seat is, and that's when it really starts to be hard on my fingers. I have learned that I need to leave the paracord when I wrap it front to back. I need to leave a little bit of slack. I don't want to pull it too tight, because if I pull it too tight, when I weave it the other direction, when I go side to side, it gets too tight and it could break the rungs. That was actually from one of my Reddit sources. You don't want to do too tight, because then the rungs could break after you've put all of that work into it, and that would be heartbreaking. So that's everything that I've learned from this project so far, and so many more things to learn, I'm sure. This is only the second of a set of 4 chairs that I plan to do, and I have 2 rocking chairs in the basement as well that I want to do with another color. So I hope to really continue this. I'm enjoying it very much. Thank you.